Hello, everyone. Angelo here, Hollywood filmmaker, most successful screenwriter in the history of the world, and recovering hobo. I am the new CEO of YouTube. I just got the announcement. I'm so excited. So let me know your suggestions for the website. Let me know any features you want. I'm going to be implementing a lot of changes. The videos, by the way, they're going to go back down to just 3 minute max. It's enough. And that's the major change I'm going to implement. I've been trying to make videos lately, obviously not really doing it. I've been still really busy with writing, which is great. Then, I have a day job, so doing that. And right now it's like 3:40 in the morning or something, or like 4 in the morning. Sunday, I already did a bunch of writing this weekend. I could have done more. Did all my chores. Got my lunch ready for tomorrow. I was going to say for the week, but that's not right. That would be cool, actually, if I could just, if I had enough room in the fridge and just Tupperware for like each day of the week, just make my lunches all on Sunday and just have them all ready. But like I said, not enough room in the fridge. I got roommates, so my voice is sounding a little rough. I don't know probably just in the morning because it's drying out at night. I am dehydrating so much when I'm sleeping, and haven't been sleeping that well lately. Could be sleeping better. Anyways, so I guess I'll just talk about various things I've been doing lately. Still in the writing classes, so that's great. And really trying to get a handle on, like, why am I in this class? I mean, not like what do I want, but like why is this class teaching what it is? And like, why is this writing relevant for me? Because we're doing like very specific exercises in our writing. We're not like just doing our own scripts or working on our own scripts. We're like learning specific exercises, and it's always hard to describe to people. So I try not to even describe anything, like if I can help it, because it almost sounds like I'm trying to avoid talking about it. Well, technically I am, but only because it's just hard to describe. Like, it's so different from just writing something to like be good or bad. We're not even writing like actual like stories that you would want to see anywhere. It would almost be like, I don't know. All I could say is if you were like a carpenter, you don't just go in and say, okay, make something good or make something bad. Like, you have specific tools. You work on, one thing at a time. So you plan things out. So kind of like that. I don't know. So much been on my mind lately. So been doing so much. I upgraded my RAM on my laptop. That's pretty cool. Got 16 gigabytes of RAM now instead of 8 because it was getting a little slow. The writing is really the big thing again. Being in LA, it's such a trip now because it just keeps changing for me what it is. And there's so much of LA I don't know. So I don't have a car. If you watch my channel, which not a ton of people do, but that I don't have a car. I lost 2 cars in LA to hit and runs, got tired of buying them, maintaining them. And I realized, it's great getting around without one. It was sort of. Like, it can be hard. I did, fall and injure my ribs on my bike once. It was totally my fault. The crash, I was like, I didn't know how to ride properly, like how to slow down, accelerate. I was trying to do it with one hand, which you shouldn't really try and do, and signal to turn left. So, point my left arm out. Anyways, so I learned things like, okay, how do you ride with one hand? You can actually practice at it, and I practice it every day just so my arm muscles and coordination is good. So now I can do that pretty easily. Don't take it for granted, but just the fact that getting around LA is more and more like easy to do. Depending where you are, of course it depends. I'm lucky I'm in basically like Koreatown, so it's like very dense, where you can just go walk and pretty much get everything you need. And there's like great retro movie theaters that are very close by. I could take the bus to them, but usually I've taken a scooter, although it would save a lot of money to take a bus. So right now I'm just trying to save money. Like, I'm not going out to movies. I've went to so many. I'm like, this is great, but I want to save money now. I realize I've been saving kind of slowly. Um, it's amazing. I even have an option to save money because that used to not be an option at all. And ride my bike, generally just to and from work, but it depends. If I'm meeting I met someone the other week for breakfast, took my bike onto the metro, went out to Highland Park, and rode my bike like 3 miles to a diner there. That was really cool. I was able to lock it up on the street and eat on the sidewalk. Trying to be healthy too, which, always kind of a struggle. I say that really because I get so stressed, and I'm trying to just consistently do the things to put my body in a relaxed state and improve my stress management. Part of that is not wasting time, not procrastinating, like getting straight to writing or whatever it is I need to do. Thinking of other ways to save money, so I'm doing laundry every 2 weeks instead of 1 week now. Also, because I kind of noticed my shirts are getting so faded from doing them every week, and I have enough shirts like over here to last 2 weeks before I wash my clothes. But anyways, the K line opened up. It's a pink color, so like the pink line. It's weird, like they have the letters now, but I just go by the colors. So, except the K line because it's new, going south, and it's eventually going to connect people to LAX. But LA's getting more bus service, which is great. I know this sounds so boring, but it's really cool to know, like, oh, the buses are going to be running more, rapidly. With less delays. They got to pay their bus drivers more. They got to pay their metro operators more. Like, man, this stuff is a lifesaver. It is so great, and it's so lower stress than getting in a car and driving. Even just the ritual of getting in it, and it was like kind of stressful for me. I'm like transitioning states from like standing to just lounging in a car. Whereas, and I was so comfortable. I didn't like that. I don't like being too comfortable. My showers now are so quick because I don't like being comfortable. And I walk in when the water's cold. On our showers, we can't, like, there's no separate cold water knob. So I actually can't just, like, run it cold because I want to. Like, it's just like a lever. And it's always some degree of either pretty warm to, like, scalding hot. So the only time it's cold is when I first run it in the morning. Because I'm the first one to shower usually, and like if you try and do it, within a little while of when someone else showers, it's just going to come out warm. And I'm like, I go in and like I try and just smile and go in when it's cold. Supposedly it has some benefits, and for me, I just like that I'm pushing myself, and it's kind of invigorating. And it only lasts like 5 or 10 seconds, the cold water, before it gets hot. But I just try and do stuff like that to like get my energy up, get my motivation. I'm not trying to like be super hard charging or anything. It's just for me, I have to do that, especially when I get stress. It's like I have to inflict more hardship on myself in a healthy way, like in a good way. I'm not trying to do something that's going to really like damage me in order to it's almost like pushing in the opposite direction of the stress. So like that's what's pushing the stress off me, is getting up earlier, being more disciplined, not wasting. I'm a bit off social media. I'm so glad. It helps my writing so much. For one thing, I'm not dissociated as much, but also it just saves me time. That's the thing. I would always want to check, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not on there now. But also just watching YouTube videos. I recommend The Cavernacle. I've been subscribed to him so long, and I saw only a video or two. Like, I would watch like very, very intermittently. And lately I've just been really enjoying him. The fun. He's a progressive YouTuber in England who's just a great talker. Like, he's great at discussing these things and like making stuff super like easy to listen to, fun, entertaining, and he's talking about, all these different progressive issues, basically like kind of popular issues. He's not doing like super. He does get kind of deep into stuff, but he's not like doing deep dives into like uncovering whatever corporations poisoning us or something. It's usually like making fun of, uh, not just making fun of, but like pointing out the errors of, conservative. What are they called? Like popular conservatives. I'm trying to think, like conservative pundits. That's the word. And but also just other YouTubers and people online and politicians and celebrities who say dopey things. Well, I've got my dandelion tea. I drink tea pretty much every day. I started drinking coffee too, but I don't like it strong. It gives me sort of a headache and just gets me amped up in an unpleasant way. But I got this Korean coffee called Maxim Coffee, instant coffee. It was expensive, like $20 for a jar, but it's gonna last a while, and it's pretty good. Like it doesn't get too strong for me. Anyways, sorry, I wiped my nose, sort of wiped it. But been watching some of the Cavernacle. That's really good. Of course, watching Office Hours with Tim Heidecker, Vic Berger, Doug Lussenhop, Matt Carlin, Uncle Phil, and a lot of guests. They had Jan Terry on this last week. She did the song, I think it was called "Losing You," but a song like a lot of us have known for years. Anyways, but what I was saying about getting around LA, it's just so different for me. Like I'm realizing, I don't ever need a Lyft or an Uber. I take Lyft when I did, because first of all, it's so stressful. Like getting in a car and being in traffic, especially in the streets in LA, which are like just terribly designed, and it's like prioritizes cars, but as a result, and they're not well designed, so it's like there's constant near accidents. Like and it's just you're slowed down in traffic, stressful. I'm like, I can get on the metro and say, for instance, I was meeting a friend in Highland Park, get on the metro for $1.75 instead of paying a Lyft, and then just ride my bike the rest of the way. It can be a lot of times kind of uncomfortable on the metro. I'm sure it's much safer than driving because, like, for instance, I've had several car crashes in my life. Two, three, yeah, at least three of them, technically four. It was a minor hit and run. Some guy backed his car into me in an intersection at a red light. I kept honking at him. He just kept backing up and hit me, but it was such a soft hit. I'm like, screw it. Not even worth like chasing, like trying to get his license plate and stuff. And I didn't have video of it anyways, so it's like, well, he could just say I hit him, I rear-ended him. Anyways, and it was on my 20-year-old Toyota Camry. But like going to downtown LA, like I've went to the Alamo Draft House there, and the metro in Koreatown, it deposits you from like Koreatown straight into the courtyard of the shopping center where the Alamo Draft House is, and there's a Macy's there. My mom's really excited about that. She wants to go to Macy's. Still trying to figure out when she can come here. It's going to be a challenge, just financially. That's the biggest thing. Ooh, I got some soap on me still from the shower. The bar of soap I have, it's like got charcoal in it, so it's black. But it's kind of getting down to its last week or so, and so it's like big chunks of it are coming off. Ooh, but hey, it's fun. Maybe it just keeps cleaning me. So, as CEO of YouTube, I want to get my mom out here to participate in the company, and more so. It's hard because, for one thing, she wants to save money to come out here. She doesn't make much. Like, she's able to get by, but it's just hard. And, like, I could pay for her, but first, she really does not want me to pay for her to come here. And I'm like, I totally get that. Not even for me, not for my sake, because, like, you need money for emergencies. I don't have a massive amount saved, and she knows too. It's just there's no rush, and I'm saving money too to be able to make movies and have independence, and give to causes that I support, and Really, I'd love to see just LA like Tokyo or something, or so many other cities and countries that are just like widely connected by trains, and they are improving a lot. So, for instance, they're getting metro ambassadors who will be on platforms and on trains to like be there for one thing, just for visibility, for like safety, like so people can see, oh, a metro worker is here, potentially if they want to bother someone or assault someone or whatever, or act out a little less, or not a little, just they're less likely to do that. But also they're there to help people answer questions, because it's weird when you go into a metro stop, it's just a ghost town, nobody's there. Even in DC, there was always an operator there, but that was because you have to pay exit fare. Oh, it's nuts. It's so bad paying in DC. You never know what you have to pay. I mean, you sort of do if it's off peak hours, but you gotta know peak hours or off peak hours. And if you didn't put in, you can put enough to get on your trip, but if you go further than what you paid for, you have to pay exit fare to get out. And before they accepted credit cards, that was an issue. And then, or you could put in money, but then you wouldn't get change. And anyway, so it was ridiculous. So they had to have someone there, especially like I remember one time they had to just let me off because it's like I didn't have money, and I was like, all I have is a 20 or something to put in the exit fare. I'm like, I don't want to put a 20 in. And the lady, she was nice. She was just like, you pay too much, and like she just let me out. But yeah, you're kind of stuck there. And now it's easier with all the electronic ticketing features and stuff, and you have Metro. But anyways, here it's just $1.75 for 2 hours. Ideally, it would be free for everyone, because a lot of the money that you pay your tickets for, one, it goes to paying for the ticketing infrastructure, but it also pays for cops to uh, give people citations for for skipping the fare, for fare evasion. It's like, well, what's the point of that? Just take all that money you're paying cops and just give people free fares, or use it to improve the system. So they're, and also the metro ambassadors are there if someone is in mental distress, which a fair number of people are on the metro. They're kind of like on there as a de facto shelter, I guess, and it's traumatizing, so it helps for that. But that's great, and it's so funny when I hear these dopes, these blowhard windbags who have no insight. They don't want to go deep into understanding what the benefit of this is or why do this. They're like, well, you need cops. It's going to be safer with cops. Safer for who? The vast majority of people they cite, or I don't know if it's the literally the majority, but the like, yeah, the vast numbers of people they cite are black people, like for fare evasion. Like they're not doing the majority of it, I'm sure. I mean, whatever the case, like that's who you're targeting. So uh, it's not really about safety. It's about a sense of righteousness and who to be angry at, and giving us numbers to show who's committing crime and stuff. It's ridiculous. And also the fact that I worked as a bouncer for 6 years, and just dealing with people, like you can talk to people and get them to talk them out of stuff if they're amenable to it. People, I swear, it doesn't mean it works every time. It does not. I've been jumped, I've been assaulted, but I've also told people who seem like they're out of their minds in distress, like, hey, would you not do that? Like, it's kind of creeping people out. And I swear one guy was like, yeah, okay. Like, oh, I'm sorry, man. It's like you can reach people and talk to them and show them a human connection, and it helps them. It's therapeutic. If it, and I heard somebody, it was like the Metro board chairman or something, or it was like maybe it was some kind of Metro officer in Las Vegas or San Francisco, saying someone who's planning on using a hairspray as a flamethrower isn't going to be stopped by a Metro whatever they're called, ambassador. I'm like, you don't even know that. You don't know. So many people who assault others, they're waiting for the out. Like they'll they're either waiting for the excuse to do that or waiting for the out. That's my experience with it. Where if you can know someone's looking at you to challenge you, which I've seen at bars, at the gym, on the street. If you know how to look at them where you're not trying to provoke them, you're just letting them know, like, hey, you're there, but you're not mad dogging them, you're not mean mugging them. They don't fight. I swear, they want to fight. They want you to give them the excuse. So it's not that people are indiscriminately just want to feel pain and want to be in a fight. Some do, but for a lot of people, you show a human connection, they can't. It's hard to, like, it trips a circuit where it's like, yeah, you have to respond to them, another person, as a human. You, each person may have a different response, but they help. Metro ambassadors can help. Anyway, it's so funny. People are just ignorant with they get their pumped in their police propaganda, right wing propaganda. And I got it when I was a kid too. Like, what do you mean it's going to be safer if there's less cops? How is that possible when a cop makes everyone more safe? Uh-huh. Anyways, there's so many things that actually can make people safer. By the way, one, increase the number of trains and buses that are around. Put food carts around them, so more people are attracted to there, and so you have sort of safety in numbers of the effect of, oh, there's witnesses around, there's human connections going on. There you have the choice of, like, doing something that's more constructive, as opposed to just you're in this wasteland of this empty metro station where you're alone, and it's kind of amenable to doing something hostile to someone. Anyway, so, and running more buses and stuff gets more people to want to join, get a bus membership. No, but to get on the bus because it's convenient. And they're getting out those cloth seats by next year, thank goodness, on the buses and metro. And they're putting in the vinyl ones or whatever, so they're easier to clean, thank goodness. So they're running them more often, and they're hiring more janitors, and they're going to, like, I heard, double the number of janitors. Anyways, this is my transportation talk. I don't like thinking about this stuff too much. It makes me kind of spin out, but it's interesting to know about now. I'm like, it's kind of empowering to know what's going on with the city, and to know that good changes are happening, in addition to the unfortunate ones, like landlords keep collecting rent checks, and bosses keep scamming people, and corporations keep poisoning us, and traffic deaths keep happening, and all that. But I have you guys, the platform on YouTube. It's the second largest search engine in the world, so I plan on changing that. I plan on putting only pro bike and pro public transportation propaganda on here. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm doing. I don't know how long this video may just cut off if the file limit is reached while I'm talking. I don't know how long I can film, but right now, yeah, trying to save money, not even go out. Like, I would cheat on weekends on food, usually at, like, parties. Actually, I would do it, but even this weekend I was thinking about it, and then I thought, no, I shouldn't. Like, even if it's $6 for a dessert, $6 times 4 times a month, that's once every weekend. $24 times 12 months, so I don't know, 12, but 10 is $240, plus another 24, 264, and then another 24. How much is it? 288. So about $290 a year I could save by not getting desserts, or just figuring out a cheaper option, or only do it once a month. One thing I want to do, I want to go back to the food bank in Sun Valley. I haven't been there in like a year, and it was a pain in the ass to go, when I would just take the bus and then the metro and then another bus, or I would take a Lyft, and it would cost a lot, and I didn't always want to be in someone's car, for that. And I realized now, oh, I can take get on my bike, ride to the metro, take the metro to North Hollywood, then ride my bike a few miles the rest of the way. And riding my bike a few miles is nothing. Like, so I could do that, but it takes a lot of time, and I'm time pressed. I've been getting my groceries delivered lately. I tip well. I make sure of that. Tip those people well. So I'm trying to. So maybe I'll do that like once a month potentially when I have time. Like, I could today, I guess, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Yeah, I could, but it's so weird, the calculation of, oh, I'm going to be exercising more so I could eat a dessert. But it's not like that. It doesn't work like you're wearing out your body if you're like over working out too hard, and which I work out kind of hard and already, and ride my bike 30 miles a week just for commuting. But anyway, it would be good to like, oh, if I'm going to get a dessert, go to the food bank, get something really cheap there, and make it a whole trip for the day. And I get to go out and enjoy it and even be on the metro, even when it's weird and stuff. I'm always kind of alert and I'm always kind of watching and just trying to, be a good metro rider and just be a pleasant person to be around. And haven't had anything notable happen on there. Just enjoy it. So, anyways, looking forward to more metro service and more, bring more to metro that makes people want to get on there and makes the trains and buses more frequent. And next step would be, I don't know, figuring out some way to like get a place without a landlord. Either own a place or like go to a housing co-op or a community land trust. I looked them up. They have them around here, but they're like all booked. Of course, I don't know if I could afford them anyways. But something like that, because landlord's just a middle person. They're a scammer basically. They got a good scam going. It's like a ticket scalper. That's what Second Thought says on YouTube. It's just like they don't provide the housing. Someone else provides the housing. They just come in as a middle person and act as a barrier to you getting housing by raising up the rent. And we just accept this, and bootlickers love it. They're like, oh yeah, you're paying someone to exploit you. That's awesome. I want to do it someday. It gives me a sense of exhilaration to know someone's getting rich by not working. Because landlords, for the most part, aren't the people who actually fix your place. They're not the ones who maintain it. They're usually the ones who harass you and try and kick you out and illegally evict you. So anyways, that's my time. Probably time to get writing, to work on my screenwriting. I'm going to try and read a script today. The next script I have on my list to read, Moonlight. Sorry, I was thinking Moonfall or Moonshine. What? Moonlight from Barry Jenkins. I have it open on my browser, so I want to do some more writing today, read that script, watch a movie or two. I did a bunch of writing this weekend, so I'm pretty much caught up on my assignments. So thanks for watching. Oh, anyways, and saving that money on desserts and stuff, maybe that'll go to my mom coming here. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll work something out. Sorry. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.